Welcome
to Shade in the
Shade in
City.
the City. I'm your girl Treese.
It's Nels.
And today, y'all, we are here to get into our recap of the 90-Day Fiancé. It's season 11, episode 10. Where did our love go? Ooh, and I don't know the words. I don't mean lie. That's all I know. But thank y'all for joining us for this very late recap. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that like button
and that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's jump right into this episode. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Y'all, I feel like y'all watch these recaps more when we drop them the day up than y'all do when we drop them throughout the week. That's no shade to y'all. I'm just saying that yeah, this might be a regular thing. I ain't gonna be out here rushing if y'all ain't gonna watch it. Just saying. All right, let's get into it. Let's get shady. Let's jump into this episode. We start off with Shekinah and Sarper. Okay, Shekinah and Sarper, they are headed to Montana. Sarper sees the moose heads. I don't know why my notes say mouse heads, but moose heads in the airport, and he calls them goose heads. So she says her family decided or chose to live an Amish lifestyle. When she was 16 years old, they moved to this, I guess, ranch miles away. And she says she survived it, but she chose a different lifestyle, obviously. She surprises Sarper with a cowboy hat, and Sarper compares Montana to a painting with mountains and clouds, because that's what it was. So they decide to go horseback riding because it's one of the things that she loves about Montana. She set up a ride on therapy horses because she feels like it'll be good to ease the anxiety before meeting her sisters. So they get there, and the instructor has them pick a horse based on how, what they're feeling. And I love how Sarper picks the horse that he says it looks miserable. And so Shekinah's like, well, he loves misery. And I was like, no, that's just how he feels. So then, Sarper's like, oh, I think this is a good activity. I can learn to work with the horses and calm the horses. And Shekinah's like, well, my sisters are not horses. They're going to talk back. So are you going to be ready for that? And she forewarns him that, look, they may bring up, especially Soraya, how you treated her and when y'all met, and also how you've treated me in the past and some of your past actions. And Sarper feels like, this means he needs to prove himself to them. And he's like, I'm tired of proving myself to y'all motherfuckers. Because I hate to say this, and I'm going to say this loud and clear. Please hear me. Have I always seen it for Sarper and Shekinah? No. But this goes back to the same boat that we're going to get into with Juan and Jessica. If Shekinah chooses to be with him, who are y'all? And why am I continuing to prove myself to you? So I understood where Sarper was coming from.
I can tell you why. Because
the daughter, Sophie.
Exactly, because of Sophie. And Sophie, he wants Sophie's approval, and he needs Sophie's approval, according to Shekinah. In order to get Sophie's approval, he has to make good with the family.
Well, there's that. So, yeah. So then Shekinah tells Sarper that he'll be meeting her sisters. He feels like, he's on a redemption tour. I'm with you, Sarper. I feel like you're on a redemption tour, too.
Oh, gosh.
And he says, and so Shekinah lets us know that she's the eldest of 6 sisters, and the 3 have agreed to come. So I guess it was Zayana, Soraya, and I didn't get the other sister's name. But Soraya rolls in with her husband and talks about how she really didn't see a connection with Sarper and Shekinah when, she first met him. Her other sisters think that Shekinah and Sarper might be the same person. I actually like Zayana because she stayed quiet and she listened to what he said. Before she came in judging him or making any comments, she asked him questions, but she sat back and she listened to Sarper. So I could appreciate her. Because I think she was the one that said, I think they're more alike than you think. Like, you looking at Shekinah like, oh, and I don't want him treating you like that when your sister might be more like him than you think, is what homegirl was saying. So they catch up to see how they're doing. Sarper lets them know that he spoke with Sophie and he knows that he has a lot to prove. Her sister questions whether then something comes up about Shekinah believing Sarper blindly, and she was like, well, yeah, there's a certain level of trust that needs to be there.
Mhm.
And
I
again,
think it had
that's why I
I think it had to do with him like possibly cheating or something.
right. But that's why I related it back to the Jessica and Juan situation. That's Shekinah's business.
Mhm.
And as long as she got that straight, y'all don't need to. I get it. I get, again, I have a sister. I have a few sisters. But this one in
Keep in
particular,
mind.
I think you would mind your business. I think you would
Yeah.
listen and you would tell me after the fact. You would ask hard questions, but you would pull me aside after the fact when we're having one-on-one and say, well, I didn't like when he said this or da-da. But you're not going to do it to him.
You have to think about why they're there in the first place, though. The sisters didn't call them there.
Right.
They wanted to come to talk with the sisters and get the sisters' approval. So, yes, if you're asking for my opinion, you're asking for my input, I'm going to give it to you. I didn't call you here and just beating you down. I didn't call you here for that. You came to me and asked me for my opinion. So, I feel like they're doing what they were asked.
Well, Sarper mentioned something about how, she kind of likes to serve him and it gives geisha vibes, but he tells all the ladies, y'all give, does everybody give geisha vibes? And they're confused of what this means. Because I watch Memoirs of a Geisha, and that's one of my favorite movies, I absolutely knew what he was saying. But basically he's just saying acts of service. That's what Shekinah does.
And it's the way he communicates that they can't
it's
understand.
The way he communicated it, right?
So, I knew that's what he was saying, but when you say it the way Sarper says it, it makes it come off like she's your servant, and you love that.
I was going to say it comes off subservient versus like submissive, or acts of service, like an act of love. I'm just doing it because I love you. It's more like I feel like I have to do it. So I get it. And so Soraya feels like, he can't help but dig himself in a hole. And then Sarper doesn't help because he admits, I did like Shekinah when she was more obedient. And then I said, that's when I can't defend you. Yeah. That's when I backed off. I ain't gonna hold you, literally. Up until
Did you read the room? Did you not notice you were already digging yourself into a hole? And you just want to make it worse?
That's a perfect. Sarper is bad at reading a room. He's super bad at reading a room, which is crazy because he read that room real quick. When what's his name? Dan or whatever his name that like Shekinah. He read that room real quick.
Yeah, he did.
All right, let's go to Mark and Mindy or Mark and Mina.
This child here. So Jade shows up to meet up with Mina, and they were playing real nicey nice.
Jade is a pretty girl. Jade is a very pretty girl.
She's very pretty. And I love that she wasn't like messy. She was very respectful. She was giving very demure. Very sexy. So they tried to make some small talk. Then Jade kind of got right to it. She's like, "Girl, what you want to talk about?
Why you call me?
You hit me up with a text, and I thought it was kind of weird. So what's up?" Mina said Mark said that they broke up, that he broke up with Jade. And Jade said, yeah, that's absolutely not the truth. She said she definitely broke up with him. She said he wanted to move to Boston. She wasn't really with it. And they tried to do the long distance thing and it didn't work out. And she said, just to reassure you, when it comes to me, girl, you have nothing to worry about. I am in a very happy and healthy relationship. And I have absolutely no feelings for Mark. Okay. And she said that he hasn't reached out to get back together since he's met Mina. But he does do a little check-in every now and then. She said, and she did confirm, the whole iPad story. She said she was literally laying in the bed with him while he was texting another woman about taking her to Martha's Vineyard, and said that was another reason why it didn't work out. Now that would have caught me a case. Okay. And Mina's just kind of realizing that this man is a whole liar and a cheater. So they start talking about the family, and Jay told her to watch out for the mom because she is too involved in Mark's relationships. I said, oh, that's crazy because we thought the mama was the nice one.
What happened?
She was saying that
the mama's
and I'm saying that we thought the mom was the nice one.
right.
So she said his family talks about her, signing a prenup, and she agreed at the time. And she said Mark didn't have her back. She was super upset about it. Jay said Mia is in for a long road with that family because, when they don't like somebody, they just don't like them. And she doesn't know if they ever will. Mina really enjoyed her time with Jade and said,
which makes me think they didn't like Jade either. I think they tolerated her,
exactly.
but I think Jade, and that's why she's trying to hip her. Their family don't like you. They never gonna like you. So you either learn to deal with it, or you just realize they don't like you and you don't care.
Exactly. So Mina really enjoyed her time with Jade. She said that she's a really nice person and said, you know what, I'm gonna save your number, girl. Okay. Maybe you can come to the wedding later on. And she said, yeah, girl, I'll come if you invite me. I will be there. I said, okay, look at this. I'm loving this. So
that was a bit of a stretch. I ain't inviting you no wedding, but yeah, girl.
I'd like
I'll put your number in my phone, put it in my phone.
Not the whole wedding thing, but the fact that they were so that nice to each other that it even got there.
Right. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So when Mina got back to the house, of course, Mark is curious about how the conversation went. And Mina said that, she was happy to find out that Jade was very pretty. Okay. And she confirmed that she ain't got nothing going on with Mark. She's happy that, she's happy in her own relationship. And she also said that Jade said that the family doesn't give him space in his life, which is the same like her. And Mark said that, he'll work on that. But at the end of the day, he's like, you trust me, right? And she was like, yeah, I guess we're good. But he's still feeling some type of way about the fact that she had to go to Jade to get this information. But there were things that she didn't mention that, sir, you lied about. So I definitely would have brought that to his attention. Like, this is why I had to do it, because I can't get the truth and the whole truth from you.
That part. But she went and loved him down, right?
Yeah, she did.
Okay. All right. Stevi and Madhi. So Stevi and Madhi, Stevi and Madhi are working hard on these videos to help people learn English. And if you remember, that's how they ended up hooking up. Because she was his English teacher. So Madhi feels like he's getting back to their roots, making videos, and he wants to, get that nostalgic feeling because he's getting ready to re-propose to her. All right, so he tells her that he has a surprise for her. She needs to pack up, put on some casuals, not too much. Stevi is obviously, as any woman would be, well, now that you tell me you got a surprise, what do I need to do? What do I need to wear? Like, that's just common things, right? But she said, you know what? I ain't trying to be too much. I'm not trying to derail his plans. So he jokes once they're on the road that, they have 3 days of traveling before they get to their destination. So Stevi tells him, if that's the case, I'll leave you there. And so he said, well, that's cool. I'll just go back to Iran. Why did he say that?
I didn't see nothing wrong with his joke, because I felt like the one that she said was messed up.
He was just clapping back with her, but of course.
And I felt like they was the same level. Why is my joke worse? Why is my joke worse? Because I'm saying I'll go back home. You just said you won't leave me out here. Why? I don't understand. Like, why are they not even?
Right. I don't understand it either. So Madhi notices that obviously she's thrown off and tells her, look, don't take it too seriously. Stevi tells him, I don't want to get a relationship with that's supposed to last forever and then you leave me. And she says
I
that
didn't come all the way to the US for you to just leave me in some random state.
That part. And that's why I said I feel like it's a control, because she could absolutely Stevi wants to be the one that, like, I can leave you. I don't have to marry you. I can leave you assed out. And he's like, well, I can just go back home, but that's a problem for you.
Exactly. You're saying messed up stuff and saying it's a joke. But when I say messed up stuff, that's a joke.
It's not a joke.
It's the end of the world.
Right. So basically she said that if she feels like he's not marrying her for the right reason, then she's not going to marry him. Once they get there, and I believe it was like, don't get me lying, I forgot the name. I don't want to call it Mississippi Heights, Mississippi River, Mississippi Oceanside. It was something that was by the beach. Okay, so forgive me, I ain't got but they get by the beach, and once she realizes where they at, because she's always wanted to go here, she feels bad for being a BIT. And so she apologizes and admits that, yo, you did a good job. They decide to go out and explore. And then he walks her out to the beach. And, but before they get there, he seemed a little lost. His equilibrium is like, he don't know where the east, west, he ain't got no compass. You know what I'm saying? So they finally make it. And he tells her that he's 100% sure about his decision. He set up a little thing on the beach, which is really cute, asking her to marry him. And of course, Stevi is overjoyed and then couldn't help but love the yoga students in the distance cheering them on. Now, my whole thing is, I wondered, I don't know if he pretended to get lost for real. I mean, like, I think he was pretending to get lost because I think somebody was setting it up for him. Because who else would have done it if you haven't been there yet and you don't know where you are? So I think that he was just killing time. I don't think he was really lost, but I don't know. But that was Stevi and Madhi. Any thoughts on them, Nels?
She's annoying me.
Yeah, she annoys me too. Well, let's get into because I don't like how they did my good girl Joan this episode. I think they tried to make her look bad because they're so unproblematic. And I think they tried to make her look like she was an issue when she's not.
Are we referring to her comment?
Mm-hmm.
Her comment.
Do I think her comment was wrong? Yes. But what I'm saying is, based off who we've seen these last couple weeks, I don't believe that that's Joan that said that. I believe that that's production saying, oh, well, why? I don't think, because that was so disrespectful. And that's not even her culture. That's not even her mannerism. It was weird for her to say what she said.
No, I felt that way until he confronted her about it. And I don't remember what she said. She said she wanted to test the waters or whatever, something like that.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. I just want to say I don't like how they did her. Get into your part.
All right, so Gregory and Joan. So Gregory is getting ready for his New York State interview while Joan went to, go in the living room, hang out with his mom. Then his mom tells Joan that she has a project for them to work on. And, she's been taking a long time to finish it. And then she goes.
If anybody know, like I know, when you looking for lost socks, that is a project. That's a goddamn project, okay? I do the same thing. I have my lost socks. I put all the loose socks in a bag, and I wait for a couple weeks to see if the other match comes.
Absolutely not. That's supposed to be something that you do when you get the clothes out the dryer. That is not, ma'am. You're going to continue to work on that for a very long time because I'm not doing this shit with you. I ain't doing this with you. So, yeah, she goes to get a basket of socks and wants the girl to help her match them up. I'd have been like, you know what? I got other things that I could be doing. Looking for other jobs for your son while he's at this interview in case he don't get it.
That part.
I'm not matching up no socks. But thank you. Thank you for your consideration and thinking of me, So Joan said, where she's from, they wash clothes by hand and it takes 3 to 4 hours to finish it all. And she said, America just makes things a lot easier. So she asked Joan about her family coming to the wedding. And she said that they filled out all the DS forms, but they're waiting on an appointment. And right now there just aren't any. Then she asked her if there's anything that she's not liking here. And she said that she likes everything, but she needs privacy, and told her that she's always home and thinks that she should go out more. And you can tell Miss Lucille did not like that. She told her that, that offends her and she wants to talk. Well, I'm sorry, in the confessional, I think she said she wants to talk to Gregory about it. And she said that, she's forever grateful for Miss Lucille's hospitality, but she makes it easy for Greg to stay in the house. And when she made comments like this, I did think it was the real Joan. And I did think that she could possibly be trying to cause a rift because she feels that his mom makes it easy for him and makes it comfortable for him to just want to be there. And if the mom feels uncomfortable with them being there, then she'll put them out and he'll have no choice but to go with her timeline. And
so this was the only thing. Even if I wanted to believe, right, that production put her up to this, I think that Joan is a smart enough and of sound mind to know, and based on, and I am going to take it a lot back to the culture because I know Africans are very respectful, especially when it comes to the mother.
They're also very upfront. They don't really bite their tongue.
Well, like she said, they're very direct. That's just like Caribbeans are the same.
Exactly.
Right.
So you may not have thought that was disrespectful.
Right. What I will say is, when I thought I didn't, when she was asking her true thoughts, because remember, his mom asked, so I'm gonna give Joan that. His mom asked, she opened the door. Joan just walked through. Now, the problem for me was, how dare you? Because she even says in the confessional why I think she's basically babied or enabled her son. But that's your man, your soon-to-be husband. So what you don't do is take that out on her. Because at the end of the day, you live in her house, and so for her to say, you're here too often when I pay these bills, and you know my son don't pay. If anything, we should be united in helping this get off his ass.
I think
that was the one time I didn't agree with her. I said, instead of making her the problem, you need to join, because she want her son out her house too. Please believe me.
I don't think she does.
She doesn't. I believe it. Especially with her. Maybe him by himself, but with her.
That's why I think Joan said it, because I just came here from another country. This man is not leaving me. So if you want me out, or you feel like I'm disrespectful, I'm going to put him in a position where he has to choose, or maybe not even choose, where his mom says, you know what? I can't take the disrespect. She has to go. And then guess what? He's forced to get their own place, and not in the 2-year time frame that he originally wanted. Right. I think that she did that on purpose, because like we said, Joan is smart. Okay. I think that she could have said what she wanted to say without saying all of that. I think her saying, we need more privacy would have been enough. You know, I am enjoying my time here, and I really do appreciate what you're doing for us. I do just wish we had more privacy. But to take it a step further and say that you're here too much, and I think you need to be out of the home more. Oh, I absolutely believe she knew what she was doing. Absolutely. Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely believe. And then when she was confronted, that confirmed it for me. So when he got back from his interview, his mom wanted to know how it went, and he didn't seem very confident. Honestly, it was given he really didn't get the job. He said all his answers, they were looking at him kind of blank faced. They weren't really enthused about his responses. So then she mentions to him the conversation she had with Joan and how they worked on, the project. And she says that she was offended. And he apologized for her and said that he would talk to Joan. So Joan wanted to know how the interview went, and asked him out of 100. He said like an 80. It wasn't given an 80 when you was in the house. And she was not happy with that answer at all. So he talked to Joan about the statement that she made and said that his mom was offended. And Joan said, she just wanted to see his mom's reaction and testing her patience. That right there confirmed it for me, because now I don't feel like it's like a culture clash. I don't feel like it's a language barrier. You literally just said that you were testing her patience and you wanted to see her reaction. So now I wouldn't be surprised if we have more moments like this, that you want to make his mom uncomfortable and make it so that she wants.
So y'all got to get out this house. Okay, I see what you're saying. Exactly. I see what you're saying. She's gonna force it, but the problem is, I don't agree with forcing a rift behind the person that was so supportive of you coming. Do you get what I'm saying? You lived there. I get what she's trying to do. She's trying to put a little fire up under his behind.
And I understand what you're saying, but I think in Joan's mind is, yes, I really do appreciate what you're doing, but you also are coddling him and you're not forcing him to get out. As long as, I think what she thinks is, even if that 2-year mark comes, right?
He's gonna still say, I get what you're saying. She's scared.
His mama ain't gonna force him to get out. She's still going to be complicit with him being there, because they were there. He was there before she even moved there. So that 2 years time frame, I think, is BS. I think Joan thinks it's BS, and she's like, you know what? Let's light some fire under both of their asses. Okay, either I'm gonna get my way, or I'm gonna go back home. And she keep on saying it. So he asked her, "Are you testing my patience?" And she said, "You know what? I can do that as well." I said, okay,
try me, wanna buy me. Buy me. And you know I don't like
that. Do we know who that is now? That's Dej Loaf.
the loaf of bread. I know.
Not the loaf of bread. So she said, I don't talk to your mom a lot. And I need to know her and I need to know what upsets her. That doesn't confirm it for you.
I was trying to give our good girl a pass.
That doesn't confirm it for you. So
she
now,
may be wrong as hell. She not even maybe. She wrong as hell. Okay. I was trying to give her a little loophole, but I ain't got it. I ain't got it for y'all.
What got me was then Joan feels like, he should be taken up for her, but instead he took his mom's side. And I don't understand how she got this so wrong. Joan, you are dead ass wrong in this moment. I don't understand. I guess maybe she thinks because she's the fiance, he's automatically supposed to take your side. Who, but you dead ass wrong.
Well, see, I was shocked by it, I guess, because I felt like she would never say that because I would imagine in her world, in her culture, if he said anything similar to her brother, siblings, mama, and it would be complete disrespect.
Well, like you said, she did open the door for it.
Well,
she did ask, is there anything that you're unhappy with?
Well, that's what happens when you leave the door open. Leave that bitch closed. Y'all stop. Keep leaving the door open. Bruno Mars is allegedly. Let me be quiet talking about Bruno Mars, but
yes, don't talk about Bruno Mars. Let's not go in on Bruno Mars.
Look,
okay.
I'll say this: don't leave your nose open. You can leave the door open, just don't leave your nose open. All right, allegedly.
One girl, he ain't the only one.
So, you say it happens to the best of them. Okay, David Ruffin, Amani, Matt, and Ani. Okay, Amani.
And why Matt, I thought you said Ani Mac? So there's a chick on Baddies named Anna Mac.
Oh, I heard of her. Bye. You and JB can do that. I ain't got time. So they're on the way to Annie's hometown so they can meet her family. She talks about how she misses her daughter Annabella. They can relate as well because they miss their kids. Annie also mentions that she has to go to work to make some money because she said, y'all can't pay my bills. You can't pay my automobiles. Can't pay my some bills. So I gotta chill. You know what I'm saying? That's what she said.
No, she said, so I can't chill.
Well, that she did say that. So Matt and Amani are surprised by this news. And Amani says that, she gets jealous about Ani having a strip, even though that's how she met her.
Strip, that is. Well, girl,
you giving real, no shade. You giving real male identified Amani. Because good and well she wasn't yours, and you sound like one of them ninjas to be coming to the club trying to choose bitches, and that's weird. So Ani calls her on FaceTime, and they bring up how they got so many toys for her, and she's like, oh, well, she always gets a lot of toys because my ex-boyfriends shower her with gifts. And so Amani feels a way that they're just another one on the list. And so Ani laughs, and Amani's like, no, I wasn't. That's not funny. That's not funny to me. So Matt doesn't know, they learned that men have been bringing her gifts for her daughter, just all men in general, right? So she doesn't see it as an issue, and Matt doesn't know if this happened in the past or recently. He's like, her words were confusing. So, however, he does feel accepting gifts from other men makes her appear available, and that's a red flag for where they are in their relationship. So Amani asks what her daughter knows about them, and Annie says, well, she don't know nothing about y'all because she's a baby. I'm not telling my daughter I'm in a throuple relationship. And I ain't gonna hold you. This is the one time I felt Ani, and she said that shit with her chest. Why am I telling my cute little, that baby can't be more than 6 years old? Why am I telling my daughter I'm in a whole polygamous relationship right now? And they were like, we told our daughter, and then we told her you were special, and is she gonna be family? And y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much already. Keep your kids out this stuff. So Annie tells him that Antonella thinks that that they're her friends. And so Amani and Annie get into back and forth about what their kids should and shouldn't know. And then Amani and Matt think that, Annie's actions aren't matching her words, and so they don't know whether they should take her seriously. So they finally get to, I believe she lives in Guadalajara. So they finally get to her hometown of Guadalajara, and Matt talks about how he's questioning what role he plays with this child since Amani hasn't said much about them. Antonella, the daughter, seems to be very comfortable with them, which I mean, as many shows that we watch for people introducing people to their kids, I'm gonna say she did seem comfortable because we know that she's met them before. And they love talk about seeing Ani in her element as a mother and wanting to allow her to, parent their children as well. I was like, it sounds like you want an all pair that you can and take care of your kids. That's what it's giving me. You want Annie to be your all pair, but you also want to be able to hunch her at the same time.
Annie said, I ain't with it. I ain't
Right.
with it.
And so finally they say, look, well, we're gonna give you some free time. We know you got to work tonight, even though we don't like it, and give you some time with your daughter. So they leave. So Matt and Amani get back to the Airbnb, and he's like, Ani is still very mysterious. And he's like, I feel like there's a part of her we don't know. And Amani is sitting there feeling guilty about what Ani told her about loving her more than she loves Matt, and basically being more in the relationship because of her. So she finally admits this to Matt, that she doesn't feel, Ani doesn't feel the same way about him, which could have fooled out of me. And Matt doesn't think this makes sense, and because he's confused too, because she was just hunching on me behind your back. So what's she talking about? And he don't know where this place.
It was given. She just said it to calm your happy ass down.
What it's given is you, me, and she. What we gonna do, baby? Okay. And so he's like telling Amani, I don't know if we should proceed with this relationship. And he said, look, I need time to sleep on it. And he says, but I need some time tomorrow by myself. I just really Matt, in my opinion, is ready to walk away because he realized his wife just wants to be in a lesbian relationship. And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
All right, Jessica and Juan.
Yes. So Juan is on daddy daycare duty. He's taking care of the baby. And I don't remember what son it is, but one of Jessica's 6 sons doing chores around the house.
It's not 6. She only got 2. Don't do that.
I said sick.
Oh, I thought you said 6 sons. I was like, don't do that.
No. Sick.
She ain't Charlie out here. She just Jessica. She ain't Charlie.
No. 6 sons. And the poor baby, he don't even know how to make mac and cheese. Okay. He said in Colombia, we ain't got this. Okay. We got macaroni noodles and we got cheese. We don't got it in a box. Okay. This is American shit. And
I ain't even gonna hold you. I thought it was funny that I thought it was interesting to learn, because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even think they made macaroni and cheese for real.
What in Colombia?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about Colombia, but I know like in other countries they do.
What I'm saying is granted, I ain't that well traveled, y'all. Still, I just got my passport recently, but I wouldn't expect to go to Costa Rica next month and see mac and I'm gonna try it if it's on the menu, but I wouldn't expect to go to Costa Rica and see mac and cheese on the menu. I would be so shocked.
I don't think it's like a main thing that I think they make it, but it's not like something that goes with every dish.
Okay.
So then her son called his mama to complain about how nasty this damn mac and cheese is and asked her to bring a pizza home. But then when she gets there, she finds out that he's making dinner, asparagus and fish, and apparently she don't eat fish. So I want to know who the hell went grocery shopping?
Right.
Because we know he ain't going on his own. If you don't eat fish, why the hell you buy it? I'm confused. So then they sat down and have a conversation. Juan is explaining how he never really knows what David wants. When he's fussy and crying and he feels overwhelmed. And, this is not really making him feel very good. And she understands. She said, because she's been doing it. And he said that he feels, but he was like, but you have a job, you feel useful. Well, I feel useless. And she just feels a little aggravated that he's even complaining about it, because she says she's been doing it all by herself with 3 kids, balancing work, and said that he can't even work anyway. So he needs to get over it. Girl, you was doing it by yourself with 3. What that got to do with him? This is his first time. This is his first rodeo. And especially if he's used to working, like, girl, have a little compassion. Okay. Listen, I get that he can't work, but really, I mean, I kind of feel him.
No, and I'm gonna tell you this. I ain't gonna hold you. Again, you know, I always like to personalize everything for the people. But I remember during COVID, or not even, I ain't even gonna say COVID. Before that, I remember the time I was at home with my child and my boo had to go into the office. This is actually pre-vid. And dealing with my child, even though I love my child very much, for that 8 to 10 hours on my own, and it just being me and doing the laundry and making the food and doing all the things and doctor's appointments. Come 6, 7 o'clock when he walked through that door.
Here you go.
And then Nels can tell you, what did I do? I went and hid out in the parking lot at 7-Eleven. And sometimes just to get a few minutes to myself. Wouldn't go nowhere but 5 minutes down the street, but I just need to get away. Okay? Because that's what life was like. So I understood where Juan was coming from. And he had 3. I only had 1.
Exactly.
He had 3 kids at home. Yeah. And I'm not taking away from her experience as a mother because she does it all the time. But when it's new to you, it's definitely different. And when someone is able to get out of the house,
have to gradually get 3 kids.
Right.
You just have
to find yourself after that. Like, I remember feeling guilty for even having to go to work and being away from my child. You have to get out of that. And I'm not saying because they didn't carry him that it's not the same, but I'm just saying, to agree with you, I think that there should be a little grace given. He came from living on a boat, being single. It's just about him, to now dealing with 3 kids, not just his child, 3 other children. And I know as a mom, it was tough dealing with my own that I birthed.
And really don't get like I'm not saying work is a break, but he's really not getting like a break outside the house.
Right.
The kids. So, well, anyway, she's taking Juan out to go hang out with her friends again. She's hoping that him and her
bitch, I gotta go. I can't stand this hoe.
You're so stupid. She's hoping that him and her homegirl Megan will make up because she says she really wants her to be her maid of honor. But he said Megan ruined the last night.
Why?
That's her bestie. It's her bestie. He said that Megan ruined the last night that they were all out together. And he said he's going to be the bigger person. He's not there to have any fights or arguing. So while bowling, Megan bust her ass. And he said he hopes she's good, but he thinks that's what she deserved and said it was her karma.
Right.
I thought it was hilarious. Megan asked Juan, how has he been showing Jessica that she can trust him again? He said, by me quitting my job and coming here and leaving everything behind. Then this girl said that she needs to know that she can trust him because she's not 100% there. This man said, I am sick and tired of this conversation.
I don't even, why do we keep having this conversation?
I don't even want to answer it because I don't have to. And said it's between me and her, and that's it. Jessica said he feels like this is always going to happen. And if that's the case, why would he want to even come and hang out? So Megan said that she can respect that. But if you do anything to hurt her while you're living here, I'll ruin your life. And he's like, is this girl really threatening me? He's like, ain't nobody going to ruin my life. Okay. Like,
and let me tell y'all something. I love my sister down. All my sisters. I can pretty much 99.2%. There's still an 8% out there. Know that none of them would say this to my partner. If this is the person I'm choosing to be with, even if they had a sidebar with them, they would never say what this woman said to this man.
Mm-hmm.
And I would, to the exact, I would never say that to their partners, even if I don't like their partners, even if I don't agree with everything their partners do. when I'm in the presence and if we're having real conversation amongst just us two, and I might be like, oh, I ain't, and even I'm not even going to divulge into whatever she shared with me because that's our conversation. However, if I say I don't necessarily love the way you treat my sister, but I hope it's better, but I would just never go as far to be like, tell your man, oh, if you hurt my sister, I'm gonna ruin your life. I just don't think any of my homegirls, as much as they do or don't like any partner that I've been with, would be as toxic and vitriol to say that to them. I don't. And that's how you know you need to cut this crazy. She's obsessed. She's obsessed, and it's not healthy. Look, that's not a healthy friendship.
She's weird.
She's weird. Now that's weird. That's weird. And she should be scared. Are you done with them?
Yeah, girl, I'm done.
All right, y'all. So that was Jessica and Juan. All right. So if you guys have not already, please make sure you hit that like button.
Make sure you comment.
Make sure that you guys subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
Make sure you're following us on all the platforms. That's the TikTok, Blue Sky, because you know I'll be live sky and I can't say to other people. But I'll be live sky, the Facebook, and IG, y'all. And all right, thank you. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.